Welcome to the Maryland Means Business Podcast. I'm Cal.
I'm Chessie. And Cal, I feel like we say this every week, but this is a genuinely fun rundown.
We've got a leadership change in Baltimore's accelerator scene, a zoning vote in Montgomery County that's going to save somebody real money, and a number I am contractually not allowed to say until the end.
Contractually is generous. I just called it first.
Called it, claimed it, whatever we're calling the rule these days.
You know I only give you grief because you never miss a rundown. Every single week, same steady Cal.
Somebody has to keep score. Let's start light.
Baltimore's AI Health Accelerator, Techstars AI Health Baltimore, has a new managing director. Smika Gopal is taking the reins heading into the program's fourth cohort.
For anyone who doesn't live and breathe accelerator programs, remind us what Techstars actually is.
It's a startup accelerator. Cohorts of early-stage founders get mentorship, connections to capital, and a structured program over a few months. Techstars runs versions of this all over the world, but this particular one is specifically AI applied to healthcare, and it's based right here in Baltimore.
And Cohort 4 means 3 cohorts have already gone through it. That's not a brand new experiment somebody's testing. That's a program with a track record behind it.
Right, which is exactly why who's steering it matters.
Where's she coming from?
She was Chief Operating Officer over at EcoMap Technologies before this.
And who's she replacing?
Nick Culbertson. He built the thing from Cohort 1 back in March of last year, and he's handing it off.
That matters more than it sounds like. A leadership handoff at a program that's working is a completely different story than a program in trouble looking for a rescue.
Gopal's own words on it. Bringing all these partners together with early-stage founders creates an environment that helps entrepreneurs avoid missteps and gain traction faster.
Avoid missteps. Not disrupt, not revolutionize. I appreciate restraint in a mission statement.
And it's one more program keeping momentum going for Baltimore's broader startup scene, not just healthcare specifically.
Consistency compounds. That's true for programs the same way it's true for showing up every single week.
Here's my take, and it's a small one, but I mean it. The real competition for AI health founders isn't Boston or the Bay Area anymore. It's the recruiter in D.C. offering the same founder a nicer desk 40 minutes down the road. Keeping continuity in a program that's already delivering results is how Baltimore holds on to that talent, instead of just producing it for someone else to hire away.
No dollar figure in this one, and I'm fine with that. Not every good story needs a check attached.
Some of the best ones don't.
Speaking of no check attached, but real money involved anyway, Chessie, before we go further, what's a ZTA? I had to look it up twice.
Zoning text amendment. Instead of a business fighting the zoning code project by project, the county just rewrites the rule itself.
And Montgomery County just passed one worth knowing about. It's called the Job Creation Project ZTA, and it's expected to cut permitting time in half for projects in life sciences or tech, or honestly, any project that's promising at least 200 local jobs.
Cut in half. Not streamlined, not improved. Cut in half.
Council President Natalie Fani Gonzalez said it plainly. If you want to make significant business investments in Montgomery County to help grow economic opportunities for our residents, we're ready to partner with you.
And it wasn't a squeaker. Vice President Marilyn Balcombe plus 9 more council members co-sponsored it.
That's basically the whole council agreeing the paperwork was the actual problem, not the projects.
Let's make this concrete. What actually changes for someone with blueprints sitting on a desk right now?
Before this, you'd file, and however long the review took, it took. Now the county has committed to getting through it in roughly half that time. Half the review doesn't mean corners get cut on safety. It means the county isn't sitting on your application as long before you get an answer.
Picture of biotech founder somewhere off the Beltway with blueprints on the table, waiting on a permit that's now supposed to move twice as fast. And because it's written into the zoning code instead of decided project by project, you're not gambling on which council happens to be seated the week you apply.
That consistency is worth almost as much as the speed.
So, what's your take, since I know you have one?
Permitting delays are a hidden tax, and I'll say it that plainly. Every extra month a project sits waiting on a stamp is a month of interest payments, a month of rent on a building that isn't producing anything yet, a month your competitor in Virginia or Pennsylvania doesn't have to eat. Cutting that timeline in half isn't a nice gesture. It's real money staying in an owner's pocket instead of bleeding out while paperwork sits on a desk.
MCEDC's president and CEO, Jared Smith, called it an important step towards strengthening our economic competitiveness.
I'd call it overdue, but I'll take overdue over never every time.
It's also a signal to every other county watching. If Montgomery can commit to real numbers on paper, that's pressure on everybody else to do the same.
I'll take that kind of pressure. Competition between counties usually ends up helping the business owners stuck in the middle.
If you're planning something in life sciences or tech in Montgomery County, or you can credibly promise 200 jobs, this is worth a call to the county before you plan around the old timeline.
That's the kind of story we like running. Not flashy, genuinely useful.
Okay, Cal. I've been sitting on this one all show.
I know, you've had that look.
Terra Fusion, a company that grew out of the University of Maryland College Park, just closed a $10 million seed round. They're developing what they're calling a commercially viable fusion reactor, and the actual development work is based right here in Baltimore.
Say that again. A fusion reactor, not parts for somebody else's reactor. The reactor.
That's what they're building toward.
For anyone who slept through that unit in school, remind us what fusion actually is.
It's the same reaction that powers the sun. In theory, if anybody actually pulls it off at commercial scale, you're talking about enormous amounts of power without the waste stream that today's nuclear plants deal with.
Which is exactly why serious energy investors across the country are chasing it right now, and why a seed round gets attention even before there's a working reactor to point to.
A homegrown company chasing something this ambitious and choosing to build it here instead of packing up for Boston or the Bay Area first, that's worth noting on its own.
I'll be honest, the fusion industry as a whole has a reputation for promising huge breakthroughs on a timeline that keeps sliding. That's not a knock on this specific team, it's just the pattern the whole field has to live down.
Fair, but somebody has to be the one who proves that pattern wrong eventually, and I'd rather that somebody be headquartered in Baltimore than somewhere we just read about.
That I'll agree with.
And if it does work, even partially, that's not just a Baltimore story. That's every business in this state looking at a different power bill someday.
Now that's a headline I'd wait for. $10 million doesn't build a fusion reactor, to be honest with everybody listening. That's a seed round. That proves the idea has legs enough for someone to write a check.
Sure, but they're not doing it alone. Technically flagged Terra Fusion as one of a whole wave of companies across our region racing to solve the same problem, because data centers need power, and they need an enormous amount of it.
And that is my hot take for the week. Everybody's been covering the AI data center boom like it's a real estate story or a job story. It's actually an energy story wearing a real estate costume. The companies figuring out how to generate more power without handing the bill to every household and small business on the grid are going to matter more than any single data center ribbon cutting.
Small aside, that's basically the same math our sponsor thinks about every day. We'll get there.
We will. This is turning into a habit for this show, too. Another funding story.
That's basically your Monday theory. Investors either heating up or clearing their desks before summer ends. I still don't know which one this proves.
Neither do I, but I'll take either one if it means more of these.
So, is the rule back?
Say it.
$10 million, a Baltimore address, and a technology that, if it actually works, changes the math on every power bill in the state. That's how you close a show.
I'll allow it. Before we go, 2 quick things. 1, since we just spent a whole segment on power costs, it's a good week to talk about our sponsor, Maryland Smart Energy. Smarter buildings, smaller bills.
They help Maryland businesses cut energy costs through utility-funded programs with nothing out of pocket. And through September, that includes HVAC tune-ups fully funded by Empower Maryland.
Beat the summer heat without paying anything upfront.
Worth saying plainly, the way we say things plainly about everything else on this show. You're already paying for that program through the Empower Maryland line on your bill. Maryland Smart Energy just helps you actually use what you've already funded.
Find them at mdsmartenergy.com.
Second thing, this show is made almost entirely with AI, and we're deliberate about which tools we use. One's from companies that cover their own energy and grid costs and use water-efficient cooling, instead of pushing that cost onto local households and small businesses.
Same idea as our sponsor. Keep the costs where they belong.
And every claim we made today is sourced and linked in the show notes.
That's Maryland business for this week. A new leader in Baltimore, faster permits in Montgomery County, and $10 million betting on fusion power.
3 stories, 3 different corners of the state, all pointing the same direction. Somebody's building something, or making it easier for somebody else to.
Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and now on YouTube if you'd rather watch us argue about power numbers. And head to marylandmeans.business for the newsletter, so you get this before we've even finished recording it. Chessie, take us out.
And remember, Maryland means business.